Hey guys, it's Benedictines the vegan here. Today I want to talk about ancient aliens and how they might have altered our DNA and why antinatalism makes sense if my theory is true. Since I was a kid, I always thought that humans were way too different from other animals, you know, so different that they might have came from another planet. I always felt like that. Whenever our life science teacher told us that there was a missing link in evolution, I always thought that what if some beings from another planet came into this planet and altered our DNA somehow, and that's why we are so different from these other animals. That's why we are able to create the stuff that we have created, and they are unable to create this stuff. Because if we come from a common ancestor, there shouldn't be that much gap. But there is, the gap is just way too much for me to believe that, nothing intervened. It feels like something intervened. That's why we are the way that we are today. Um, some of the ancient stories do support my theory. One of the stories that support my theory is the story of the Anunnaki. In the last century, if not the century before that, they discovered these clay tablets in Iraq, the Sumerian clay tablet. Many scholars attempted to decipher what was on those tablets. And one of my favorite people that actually decipher those tablets is Zacharias Sitchin. He talks about this ancient gods called the Anunnakis from the planet Nibiru, who came to Earth looking for gold. Their planet was dying because they fucked with their atmosphere because of their technology and stuff. So they came to Earth looking for gold. They came with their workers, and these guys started rebelling. When they started rebelling, the scientists came with an idea that, okay, what if we alter the DNA of the animals that we found here? Because they found some animals, right? So they took the animals that kind of look like them and modify their DNA so that they will dig gold for them. But they didn't want these animals to be very intelligent because they would rebel as well. They wanted to create animals that were smart enough to understand what was needed from them, but not intelligent enough to question why they should do that. Does it make sense for them to just keep on working for these beings? How does it help them? Where do they come from? They weren't intelligent enough to ask. They weren't supposed to be intelligent enough to ask those kind of questions. So yeah, they merged their DNA with the DNA of our predecessors, and that's the reason why we are here. We were created to be slaves. We were created to dig gold, and that will explain why we like gold so much. That will explain why we bow we bow to authority so much without questioning the authority. We just bow without question. So crazy. That will explain why we're so different from these other animals. That will explain why we don't seem to adjust in an environment without destroying it. We are more like a virus. The viruses don't adjust in place without destroying it. Agent Smith in the Matrix said something like this, that we are very similar to viruses because we are destroying this planet. Look at the things that we've built. None of this shit is helping the planet, right? All this shit that we've created is actually destroying the planet. How is it that if we have evolved here just like any other animals, why are we destroying the planet? How is it that we're destroying the planet? Because other animals are not destroying the planet. You know, the things that other animals are doing are actually helping the planet, and we're not. So that story does make a lot of sense. And in one of those clay tablets, there was a clear depiction of our solar system as it is. And these tablets were discovered before they discovered Pluto. So it was very amazing. You know, it was very fascinating when they discovered that the planet that they saw in those clay tablets, they actually discovered in real life. So, and we know that according to what we're told, ancient or people that came before us, they didn't have any technology, so there's no way that they could have known about planets unless something that was more, or some beings that were more advanced than they were actually knew about those planets, and that's the reason why we have those tablets. And if those stories are true, then that will mean that we no longer have a purpose. We were created to dig gold for the Anunnakis, and now the Anunnakis are no longer here. They went back to their planet. Now they are good. That's why they're not coming back here. So we're just out here not knowing what the heck we're doing. We're not knowing where the hell we come from, not knowing what our purpose is. And that's why there's so much suffering in the world. That will explain suffering. So antinatalism will actually make sense because we no longer have a purpose. Why don't we just stop procreating so that we'll leave these animals alone? Because these animals are suffering because of us. These animals will be at peace if we're not here. They will literally enjoy their lives. They're not enjoying because we're enslaving these animals and hurting them and killing them. Many animals are becoming extinct because of us. We are the most dangerous animals here. It's so crazy. So yeah, the stories of the Anunnakis really make a lot of sense. And I think the stories do explain why things are the way that they are today. And I do believe that some of these aliens are still here with us, and helping some of the humans create the technology that they keep on creating. I don't know why they need to keep on creating this stuff as if like stuff really matters. What matters is happiness, man. Let's just enjoy, let's just party and all that, because now we're just slaves. I mean, you just wake up at 4 a.m. in the morning, you go to work for minimum wage, and you come back at 7 at night, you're tired. You don't really get time to spend with your family. You don't really get time to enjoy. You know, we've achieved so much that this is the time that we're supposed to be resting and enjoying, but that's not what we're doing. We keep on working as if there's a goal, as if, you know, if we continue to work, there will be something that we'll achieve. But we're not achieving anything. We're just going to continue to be slaves because we don't even know what the heck we're doing. So I think the story of the Anunnakis makes a lot of sense, and if these translations are right, and then yeah, antinatalism makes a lot of sense. People should stop procreating and then leave these animals alone. There will be so much peace here, and then there will be no suffering. Thank you all so much, man. Peace.